Okay, let's dive into this. Welcome back to The Explainer, everyone. Today, we are looking at something that is absolutely shaking up the cutting edge of software creation. We're talking about Lovable. It's a platform that totally flips how we think about development, basically acting as a catalyst to turn your sort of fleeting shower thoughts into actual full-stack web applications. So let's trace the hero's journey of an idea, going all the way from its very first spark to a fully published product. And we'll look at some real-world examples along the way. So I want to throw a question at you right out of the gate. What if your next complex web app started with just a simple sentence? I mean, think about the traditional roadblocks to building software, right? You've got wireframing, the whole front-end coding nightmare, figuring out back-end architecture, dealing with server deployments. Honestly, it's just a massive wall of friction. But the premise we are looking at today, it starts with absolutely zero code. None. It's this wild new paradigm where natural language, literally just the way you and I are talking right now, becomes the primary programming language. I know, it sounds like total science fiction, but as we're going to see, this is actually the reality of modern development. Now, what's really interesting here is the sheer simplicity of the starting line. Notice what's missing. There are no complicated drop-downs of coding languages, no intimidating, cluttered development environments. Instead, you're just met with this incredibly welcoming, colorful gradient interface. And right there in the middle, it asks you a super direct, personalized question. Got an idea, Ethan? And right below that, that's where the magic happens. An empty text field. It casually just says, ask Lovable to build a landing page for my, and you can just type whatever you want. Oh, and if you look closely at the right side of that input bar, there's a tiny microphone icon, meaning you don't even have to type. You can just use your voice. You literally just speak your application into existence. How cool is that? Okay, so to truly wrap our heads around how this works, we need to break down the workflow. It's very logical and really just happens in 3 distinct steps. Step 1, the idea. That's the text or voice prompt we just talked about. You literally just tell the system what you want. Then, step 2, the build. This is where Lovable goes to work, turning out the code, the layout, and all the functionality. And you can iterate on all of this right inside your project dashboard. You tweak it, you refine it, you actually chat back and forth with the AI to get it exactly right. And finally, step 3, the launch. Because, the ultimate goal isn't just to have some cool prototype sitting hidden on your laptop. It's about pushing that fully realized product out to the web for the entire world to use. Idea, build, launch. It's a pipeline built for, well, extreme efficiency. And this brilliantly illustrates the sheer power of that pipeline. On one side, you have that humble, totally blank text prompt, and on the other, a rich, visually dense gallery of completed, highly complex projects sitting in the All Projects dashboard. Just look at that incredible leap. You go from a single sentence to robust, full-stack applications. It completely shatters the idea that a simple input means a simple output. Not true at all here. This dashboard is packed with wildly different applications, and every single one of them spawned from that initial basic text box. It's a pretty remarkable testament to what this engine can actually generate. Let's actually break down what kinds of applications we're looking at here, because this really highlights Lovable's shockingly wide versatility. We are definitely not just talking about basic static text websites. No way. The platform is generating AI-driven image generators with complex API integrations. It's building fully interactive 3D sandboxes. But then it's also perfectly happy creating standard, gorgeous event information hubs, or even just blank canvas starter apps for when you want a totally clean slate. It really is a full-stack engine that can handle a massive variety of use cases, adapting entirely to whatever crazy idea the user throws at it. To see this versatility in action, check out the Vision Forge Studio project. This thing generates AI images instantly. Lovable isn't just drawing some static, pretty boxes on a screen here. It's actually wiring up the complex back-end API logic that's required to take a user's prompt, securely communicate with an external image generation model, and fire back a sleek result, all wrapped up in a really nice dark mode interface. Actually, abstracting away that level of back-end API complexity, that is a massive, massive leap for both developers and non-developers alike. Let's move to and see how this builds something that pushes into entirely different territory. Check out the Tactical Sandbox. This is a total departure from your standard web utility. What we're seeing is a blocky 3D environment that looks exactly like a level from a first-person video game. The text on the screen even gives you movement controls. This proves that the platform's capabilities go way, way beyond standard HTML and CSS forms. Generating a game-like interactive environment and dynamically rendering 3D web logic from a foundational text prompt, that is some incredibly heavy lifting, and it's all being handled completely behind the scenes. But hey, sometimes you don't need a 3D game or a fancy AI image generator, right? Sometimes you just need a beautiful, highly practical, consumer-facing application. Take a look at the World Cup 2026 Companion and the World Cup 2026 Hub projects. Notice the high-quality stadium backgrounds, the super clean typography, all the thematic design elements. These are perfect examples of how Lovable handles standard, highly polished web apps. It understands the context, it applies the right styling, and it delivers a product that honestly looks like it took a team of professional front-end designers weeks to build. So the crucial point is the final destination of this hero's journey. Remember, we talked about idea, build, and launch. Well, if you look closely at projects like the Vision Forge Studio or the World Cup 2026 Hub, you'll notice a distinct little white tag in the corner that says published. That right there is the finish line. Published means moving a project from your private, tinkering iteration space into a live, professional, truly accessible web product. It is the exact moment your idea, which remember, started as just a simple sentence in a text box, officially becomes a reality that anyone on the internet can actually use and interact with.
So, we've seen the whole workflow, from the welcoming gradient of that home screen all the way to the diverse, complex, fully published applications sitting in the project dashboard. It really is a completely new way to interact with technology and build software. The barrier to entry has quite literally been reduced to your ability to just articulate a thought. As we wrap up this explainer, I want to leave you with the exact same question the platform itself is asking. Lovable is sitting there, empty text field waiting, asking, "Got an idea?" After seeing what's possible, what will you build first? Thanks so much for joining me today. Keep learning, and I'll catch you in the next explainer.